Hello, it's David Dean, and yeah, I'm still at it. Doing the endurance mode. Had some issues, mainly technical issues, with trying to run this and getting kicked out of it. And I think I finally found the solution to that, so I wanted to get those tips out to you. There's also a bunch of weird things going on that if you do not have a ton of experience building in Twines, you may not know about. So I wanted to do a video about all of this. So first, starting off, I'm running this. I don't even have my base down because I actually want a smasher or two to get up here. Hopefully he'll make it. But weapons. The fact is, you're not going to be killing many husks with weapons. They're just too high of level, and you'll just eat up your stuff. But weapons like Sir Lancelot, where I can just move this guy around, are awesome. And they still work at high level, both on... Whoa! That doesn't work. Alright, I missed them. And that does happen also. But... yeah, moving around the smashers and even epic mini bosses. I end up doing it quite a bit, and it has saved me a lot as far as rebuilding structures and stuff like that. Let's see if I can get him right. Oh, he's almost gone anyway. One more, and he's toast, and I'm off the cliff. All right, but yes, and there I did kill him with damage, but when you get to the higher level ones, when they're level 250 plus, you can still move them around when the damage just isn't working anymore for you. Lancelot's a big one. You don't necessarily need it, but I love the neon sniper rifle for looking through and seeing what's going on, and that way I know if my trap tunnels are working the way they're supposed to. Also, later on, when traps start giving out, with the launchers, if I can see that the husks are going through a place they should be getting hit and they're not, then I know I need to get down there as soon as it's over to replace the launcher. And then finally, the one I had to go and level up, and fortunately this gives tons. Smasher is doing weird things all of a sudden. They normally don't do that, which is another thing I'll talk about later. We have the Yeoman rifle. That's it. Get it here. I just want reload speed, and I'm not sure if the UFO counts as a miss monster or boss. I'm sure somebody will comment on it. But yeah, I use that in order to take out the UFO. And on the first wave, I just do it from the ground since it is a sniper rifle. It can take them out. But later on, the takers, I can't stand still for 2 seconds without being one shot by a taker. So I got my stair steps up there with jump pads on it so I can get up away from the takers to take out the UFO. And then Santa's Little Helper or Dam Buster, just to hit smashers from a distance to move them back. Once again, I'm not going to be killing them most of the time. I'm just going to be trying to move them off a cliff or into lava or even onto traps for the traps to take them out. Now, what I was talking about with technical issues, I figured out that when you start this, the best thing you can do is get rid of all your ammo. And that is because it drops massive amounts of ammo in this. And all that ammo seems to add up to cause problems for my computer and for the game. I was having a constant issue of when I would get around level 16, I no longer could rotate my structures when trying to place them. I could not use my bull rush. It was no longer working. And my escape key would no longer work to get me off screens I didn't want to be on. And what I found is when I went around picking up all these pieces in between waves and early on, like the first 20 waves, I literally can go AFK and still be doing pretty good. So I run around and grab the ammo on any non-mini boss wave and non-pods. The pods, I got to be around to take those out if I want to try to do it all the way to level 30. But just by picking up all that material, I no longer have any computer problems. I'm no longer getting kicked out of the game, and it's working so much better. So that's one thing. I know other people are using the teleporters to teleport propane tanks out of the tunnels and then blowing them up to get rid of those items. Just getting the item count down for the computer running the simulation. So definitely give it a try if you're having issues. Other things I wanted to bring up before I made the comment on my home base. I went like 20 runs on this and never once got a second attack on my home base. And then I did. So Epic loves, for Fortnite, everything random. That's why they love the pinatas or the llamas, where you get random loot and just making as many things random in the game. One of the things when I got to Twine Peaks I noticed is like the lava balls are, the majority time, have two, on each place they have two places they mainly fall, and then on a very, very rare chance it'll fall just barely outside of that by 2 tiles. And I really found that over on the Devil Amp, and I'll show you guys that when I get over there. I don't know where that rare is over here because I think it's back away where I never build. But it seems like on the endurance mode, you have multiple waves that are static. Like the first wave is always the home base. Second wave is always Amp C, the south side. Third wave is always the Devil Amp. But later on, you start getting random waves. And all the amplifiers are open to be attacked that are on the outside loop of that, meaning not the 2 closest and not the pit amp. But it seems like the home base is that very rare chance of random, where I said I had it like in 1 in 20 it hit, and then maybe 5 after that it hit a second time, but on the 5th wave. The first time it hit the 8th wave, and I know Alora SC said he got hit at his home base after level 20 one time. So you got to make a choice on those, and sometimes I make the choice to build up for that very rare occurrence, and other times I say, well, forget it, we'll just play with it and see what happens. And that's what I'm doing with my home base. I got it built for wave 1. When I got it hit on wave 8, it held up no problem. When I got hit on wave 15, I just had to do a little panic building, and still, my home base was fine. If I get hit on level 20 plus, yeah, I might be in trouble, but if I build this up to take on that huge, huge wave that has only a very, very small chance of ever happening, then that structures away from the amps that I know are going to be attacked in those higher level waves. And each person just has to choose that for themselves. Also on this, let's head on down. A few things I have done, try to change up, and usually don't see damage on those. That is weird. All right. I did a slight change to my build. Basically, I'm trying to get as many things dying outside of the tunnel as possible. So I got a bunch of gas traps, wooden floor spikes to slow them down, and launchers, sending them back out here. Because the gas traps are going to hit them for 7 ticks of damage. And so when they get launched out, they're still taking damage, and a lot of times, as you can see, they either die from the gas trap or they die from the lava ball. And that's why I got so many traps down here, where these coming up, wall launcher to here, wall launcher down here into the lava, and then I just keep bouncing them around. I had tried to put up a wall here, but that gets destroyed every time. And that has helped out a lot. But once again, these early waves, I'm running around picking up the ammo so that my computer and game can handle the later waves. And also, it's a good way to check out all your traps, because just as the lava ball have rare random places they hit, the spawns, the spawn over here to the south of Amp C is always right down here. But sometimes it'll move over a few spaces and take out some structures. Not so big, most people don't build down here. But now we move on to our next glorious thing, the tornado. Fortunately, the tornado always hits on the southeast amplifier. and it will strip out traps from your tunnel. So after this thing goes, and this is another one, it'll be fine if I don't do anything, but I want all my structures to repair from the tornado, and my base will repair them. What it won't repair is that, oh, hey, tornado. I'll just walk right by it. Nope. So much for that idea. That's okay. We'll swing around. But it will strip out your traps in the tunnel. So after wave 4 is done, make sure to run back to your tunnels on both sides and replace everything it's stripped out. Usually it's the same traps, like this one almost always goes away. Occasionally a launcher right here will go away. And then back where I was trying to show you, in there, the gas traps will usually go away. And right there, you can see already it's stripped out a trap. So make sure you're replacing those, because I had it, let's see, get down over here. On this side, I started getting way more Huskin than I thought I should. And sure enough, all these two slowing traps were gone. This damage trap was gone. And so make sure you're getting in there for that. And also, before I had walls up here with, wall here with traps, wall over here with a launcher, but I would get a rare, very rare spawn up over here with propane, and they would just walk over here, throw a propane, and blow up this and blow up all the other propane in the tunnel and destroy this whole thing. So instead of arguing with them, I just opened it up so they can come through and up. And since I did that on both sides, it has worked much, much better. And nothing is blowing it up anymore. Fun stuff. But yes, I'll get over to the lava pit amp. Also my bouncy house build. On this one, I had run this. This is another one I ran basically about 20 times. No issue, no problem. Lava ball, 2 hits in here. That's why I got it built up 3 tiles high so that it didn't take any damage. And this has only happened 1 time the entire time I've ran this. The lava ball hit 1 tile in, totally destroying this trap tunnel. And everything just came pouring in on the other side of this. And yeah, really short run. And so I just chose, if it's only going to happen 1 in 20 times, to leave it as is. Like I said, it hasn't happened a second time yet. Also, before I had a wall here, but I would have lobbers and flingers come right here and start doing damage to my amp. While they took damage from the gas trap and before a dynamo, but they were so high level, their hit points took so long, they would still do some significant damage. So I put a launcher over here with a timeout room. That has totally stopped that. No issue, no problem anymore. And can he make the jump? Yeah. Also, the other issue you will have, the launchers will sometimes send things up and they just barely land on this ridge, and then they come walking over. And this is another place they're landing, so I got a launcher here, and if they walk over here, a launcher here to take them out, which has made this build much more successful. And I actually got to go down to get back up. All right, so over here, this one gets attacked a lot, and this was one of those areas where I had, that mini boss is going to tear stuff up, but here I had a half wall. And with that half wall there, occasionally, in later waves, you would get such a first big spawn. They would get up here, they couldn't move, and the propane guys would blow up the whole tunnel. Just because so many were trying to come through at one time, and with the half wall, they couldn't get through. Make sure your base covers these walls. Otherwise, they'll try to beat through it because there's nothing there behind it to stop them from throwing range damage. And yeah, bouncy house working great. There's also another thing I wanted to point out. Over here, you got this wall here. I used to have another right there, But for some reason with their AI, they didn't like that wall, so everything was coming in through these 3 tunnels. I took out that wall, and now they're coming up that 4th tunnel, which is good. I want to spread out the traps as much as possible, so if anything goes wrong, there's still plenty of them getting taken out by the other traps. A big thing here, smashers and mini bosses, there's a point where you're just not going to stop them. They bash through here. And whenever I get a wave up here, first thing I do is start putting up those walls on this side only. So when a smasher comes through this and bashes it down, the first thing he sees are these walls, and he charges them off the cliff down into the lava. And 99% of the time, it works great for the smashers. The only thing is, on rare times, they will catch a lip, walk around, and there's a cave down there that comes out up over here. So always make sure you're keeping track of them on the mini map, that they're not coming over here and destroying that tile. And then once again with the Sir Lancelot mini bosses, most of the time if you push them off down here, they just teleport back up here. But if I don't have anything else going on, it's better just to keep doing that and have them not destroying your tunnel, your defenses. Also, if that ain't working, or there's 2 of them, then I just keep throwing up worthless walls for them to destroy, and it works great. So let's go ahead on to the next kind of weird, strange thing. I made a comment about the fact that, like mist monsters, if you get them into the lava, they just stay there and they don't respawn, which is a great thing. And I made the comment though, the flingers, if they're down there, they can still throw things at your amplifier. And a bunch of guys or people made comments, no, that isn't true. When they try to throw it, it doesn't work. And that is true for like the first roughly 17 levels. When they get that regular husk in their hand to throw it at your amplifier, the lava will destroy it early on. But in the later part of the game, that little husk has so many hit points, he survives until he gets thrown up there, and he can still, if you have a structure around it, usually it'll die hitting the structure. If you don't have a structure or it's been destroyed, then it'll hit the amplifier and do damage. And I would think at the very highest level it would survive and then be able to start doing damage. So just keep an eye on those guys down there. It is all level dependent. Also, I think we saw in the beginning the Smasher being kind of weird and hitting random things he doesn't normally hit. I've had that a few times. Like on this one, they come in and they immediately go over here normally, just walking. For some reason, I've had 1 or 2 waves where they get in here and they start charging these slants that they've never done before. And do I got a taker after me? I think so. But, so just be wary of that. Also, it seems like I can get away. Yep, lava ball hits over there. So now I've built up just a little bit more, trying to take out as many as possible before they get in there. Before I had this as a 2x1 like this, but on very rare occasions, a propane guy would blow it up to get through, and I just thought it wasn't worth the effort. So I got rid of it, and now they come down. All right, more strange stuff. Now, I gotta say, I love the endurance mode. I've been having so much fun with it. It is challenging. Now that I figured out what the issues were as far as graphics and the game, just always pick up this stuff and you should be good to go. But this is another place where 2 things. First of all, right here, before I just had a floor launcher here because I knew there was a chance of it getting blown up by the rare spawn or the rare lava ball that comes down here. Since I've been running this, it hasn't been hit yet, but it can be hit, but I figure it's worth it to be able to get more traps up there. Plus, I'm not really trying to kill the smashers as much as I'm trying to kill everything that can do damage to my amplifier. Smashers cannot damage the amplifier. So this way I can put more gas traps in there, more launchers sending them back. And to me, it just was worth it. But, once again, I had one wave. No changes done to my build. Where Smashers Forever were coming out and just walking through here. And they're getting hit by the launchers. No problems, no issue. One wave, suddenly they started charging these walls. Right here. Amplifier's way up there. They're charging these walls. Don't know why they did it for that wave and that wave only. But that is the weird stuff they do. Also, over here, you may have seen people, and I've done it. I just had it down here, where you can put floors and traps now under this ridge, which I thought was great. And I even did it with the retractable floor spikes, and I could see the spikes coming up. So I'm like, hey, they work. It's great. I get more traps in the area. But then I noticed when I did it with the wooden floor spikes, they weren't slowing down. They were moving what seemed to be the same speed they always moved. And then I really paid attention to whether the damage was showing from the retractable floor spikes. And it did not look like the floor spikes, even though the graphic was going off, the damage was not being done. So I can't say with 100% certainty that all of these will not work with the traps. But I did go ahead and take them all out just so I could use those resources elsewhere. And one of those places is right here. Originally, I did not have this 2x1 box here because, once again, this is a very rare lava spawn. But my view towards it is, first of all, I need as much damage as possible. This amp gets hit a lot, mainly later on in the endurance mode. So I need as much damage as possible. Plus, if a lava ball comes in and takes it out and I end up failing the challenge, well, I still get all those materials back when the game restarts. So to me, it was definitely worth it putting that area up there. And so we've hit a lot of the weird and strange. Let's see. Oh, almost forgot. Oh, with gadgets and flingers. First of all, another reason I was slow on doing this is I think I just got kind of cocky. I left... Oh, somebody found an angle on my amp. And that might actually be due to what I'm going to show you here. But I kind of tried to do this the same way I did Storm Shield Defense number 10, where over half my traps were level 106. I didn't use any gadgets. And I was trying to do that on endurance mode. And yeah, that was a bad idea. So I had to go back, redo all my traps. So they're all level 130. And now I'm using gadgets. And yeah, I definitely recommend the banner and the slow field. They just help out so much, mainly with, once again, smashers and mini bosses, which are the main things. I thought I saw somebody throwing. All right. Well, yep. Whoa, that was not the button I wanted. But yeah, I got stuff up top. Let's go see what's causing that. Because at wave 7, I shouldn't. Oh, they got in. Alright. Actually, are they coming in the way I thought? Alright, when you run this, you may notice all of a sudden there will be a flinger over here or somewhere in this area. Not one that got hit by the launcher and down into the lava or down on this side, which happens. Occasionally it'll be there. Let's see, can I see him on the mini-map? Nope. Alright, so let's go ahead and head over. Because what happens is these flingers will go way, way out of their way to try to get to an angle like this. And I've found, and other people have found, what will happen is the flinger will go up, around, down over here, and down here, and then walk all the way around down to right here and start damaging your building. So you really have to put a blockade over here. And hopefully just having it there will stop them from trying. Their AI should tell them. Yeah, this one has not been touched this time. And just in case they get knocked down in here and try to get out, I got the same thing over here. Once again, not used, which is a great thing. Still got to figure out where that flinger was with the two of them. Oh, actually, well, I did see a flinger. Oh, there I go again. I keep thinking I'm hitting the zoom. And you can tell I've been doing endurance mode way too long. But just as it is on that side where you have a lobber. Or flinger, sorry. Oh, this game mode's going to kill me. Over there you have, if you get attacked from the north on the bridge amp, you have a flinger that'll go way out around the pit amp. Same thing over here on the west side of the bridge amp. You will have flingers. First of all, they'll come over here, try to go up this ramp and fail. Then they'll try to go all the way around back over here. And you guys already saw it. Let's do that. And that's why I got that there, to stop them. Because otherwise they'll come up over here through your other trap tunnel or bash through your trap tunnel. Come down through here, bash through this area, and start throwing from right here to take it out. So make sure you're putting those blockades out there. And then the weirdest of all that I've had happen multiple times, thought I was kind of losing it, but then several other people said they had the same thing happen to them, where they're watching, they have a wave come in. The second it spawns, they see it's all at the beginning, no miss monsters, low hit point husks, maybe a few husky husks coming in, and then poof, there's two regular husks on top of their amplifier beating on it. And there's no flingers anywhere. There's no, and no more come after that. It's just at the beginning of the wave, occasionally two random husks will appear on top of your amp. And if you have it like some of mine, where it's basically a naked amp, nothing on top of it, you instantly take damage to your amplifier. So if it happens, you're not paranoid. It's actually happening. And all you can do is to build a top to your amplifier and put some traps on it, and hopefully that will take them out. Yeah, that mini boss took out all my structures pretty much. But no, and I guess the other issue, like I was talking before about AFK, I've had it multiple times now, because I can go AFK for 20 levels. I mean, just put down my base, walk away, go do grocery shopping, do whatever I need to do, come back, might be still running, and I have been getting an insane amount of legendary and epic perks, where now I can finally level up a bunch of stuff I'd been waiting on. And with the birthday llamas coming out soon, hopefully there'll be a bunch of stuff. If you do not have Sir Lancelot, or the Yeoman, or the Neon Sniper Rifle, hopefully they will be in the birthday llamas, and you can pick them up there and have some fun with them. But as far as weird things, as far as tips, that's what I wanted to get out to you. Hopefully this has been helpful, but definitely let me know if you think I'm wrong on stuff, if you have things you want to add or to help clarify. Definitely let me know, but if you're having troubles with your computer or the game, make sure you're picking up, because you can see here all the white dots. If you run around and pick up all those white dots, your computer will run much better. And then you don't have to worry about picking them up when you hit the harder levels. So take care and have an amazing day, and I hope this helped.